Dogs really sense that, I think. Yeah, they're really, dogs are very sensitive. Hey, everybody. Happy Monday.
Sorry, I had the volume up. I'm ready. Now I'm ready.
Okay. So, how you guys all doing? So we are here for another fun Monday night. So another fresh new topic to talk about. I was just sitting here with Gia. Gia's in the house, and she's not going to be here next week. So, but she's here this week.
That's right.
So, that's our rainbow. So, so we're kind of tuning in here for a new topic again from the guides, and we'll kind of get into that in a minute. So we just want to say hello to everybody first before we get going. As you know, we're going to start the letter off sooner, but let me know where you're coming in from. Where are you chiming in from? Where are you in the world joining us tonight? I would love to know that. I do. I love that. So.
I can start kind of running down.
Yeah.
Okay. Kat Marie says,
hi, Jules.
Hi. Oh, you already saw Jules.
Okay. I just saw Jules.
Okay. Hi. Okay. Kat Marie's on.
Yeah.
You said
hi, Kat.
Connie Smith is on. Says good evening.
Connie. Hi, Connie. Good evening. So where are you, Connie? Are you in the East Coast?
Might be. Deborah, hello. Happy Monday from Newberry Park.
Hi, Deborah.
Lindsay says hi, Monica and Gia.
Hey, Lindsay.
Kayla is saying hello from Nevada.
Hey, Kayla.
Kayla.
Hi, Kayla. From Nevada.
Joyce just said hi, Monica and Gia.
Hey, Joyce.
Oh, I got a y'all here. Melissa Scott said hi, y'all. I got to learn how to say that, Melissa.
Yeah, you got to teach Gia how to say that. She's heading to Texas.
I know.
Hi, darling. Nice to have you here.
Susan saying hello from Washington.
Hi, Susan.
Amy saying hello.
Hi, Amy.
Evie's here. Says good afternoon, Monica
hey,
and Gia.
Hey, Evie.
Kat Marie said she's in her bedroom in Camarillo.
Good, in your PJs, I hope.
Yep. I would be if I was home.
I bought new PJs last weekend. I love them.
And listen, Annie, hi, Monica from Northern New York.
Hey, Annie from New York.
Christine. Hi,
hey,
Monica.
Christine.
Naples, Florida.
Naples, Florida. Christine.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Christine.
And Connie's in Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Yes.
Hey, Connie. Yeah, I knew. I felt because she said evening.
Yep. Cassie says hi, G and Monica.
Hey, Cassie.
Chris says hi, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Kelly,
hi to Oklahoma.
I know. Kelly, Simi Valley.
Hey, Kelly.
We've got.
She's on every week. I love it.
I know. We've got
a lot of people are. Yeah, a lot of you guys are chiming in every week. I love that.
Let's see. We've got Sandy from Reno.
Hey, Sandy.
Pam from Illinois.
Pam. Hey, Pam.
Susan, Oceanside, California, not too far from us.
No, hey there. Practically neighbors.
Yep. Kim, let's see, Kim Millwood. Hi, ladies from Georgia.
Hey, Georgia.
And let's see. Oh, Kat's in her yoga clothes.
Well, it's almost pajamas.
I live in those, so.
Gia lives in those.
Right now.
Especially right now, because she's packing her house.
Yep. Okay, Paula says, hi
Paula.
There. Paula from Houston.
Hey, Paula. Nice to have you here again. How are you, honey?
Kathy, hello from Illinois.
Hello.
And Carrie, hey, Monica.
Hey, Carrie.
Erica, hi from New York.
Hi from New York. Hi, Carrie. Thanks
Joyce,
for coming in.
Yeah, Joyce. Hi, Monica and Gia and everyone from Winnetka.
Winnetka. Hi, Joyce.
And Annie says, hi, Monica.
Hey, Annie.
And Julie says, hey, hope you had a great Monday, which we're going to talk about here coming up. How your Monday was today. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah,
that's coming up.
Okay. All right, we'll get going on that. Yeah, because that's I want to share something.
We'll let everybody kind of get on.
Yeah, let me just say a couple more hellos. We're going to get right into it.
Yeah.
Thanks for all coming in.
Okay, Debbie from Oklahoma. Hi, Gia. Hi, Monica, and everyone.
Hi, honey. How are you?
Teresa.
Nice to have you.
Hi there, Philadelphia, PA.
Hey, Teresa, PA.
Hi, Monica. Maria from Illinois.
Another one from Illinois.
Yeah, she said she hadn't been feeling well, so she had missed a couple of weekly letters from Spirit. So it's good that she's back.
Yeah, and you can also go on my website. I always post them on my website on my video page. You can always see them about 3 or 4 days after I do the lives. You can always catch up.
Yep. Hi, Monica, here from Virginia. That's Charl. It's spelled Charryl, so it's Charl.
Charl, that's her
Yeah,
name,
yeah,
Charl?
it's cool, huh?
Beautiful. Charl
From
from
Virginia.
Virginia. Hi, darling.
Paula, hi, Monica.
Hi, Paula.
Sabrina, hi from Lubbock, Texas. Can't
Hey,
wait to see
Sabrina.
you Wednesday.
Yeah, you're on my calendar for a reading, darling.
So exciting.
Yeah, hello.
So
I just saw that today, actually. So I was just going through my calendar for the week, and I just saw your name up there. So
we've got Deborah saying hello from Idaho.
Hey, from Idaho. A lot of people are moving to Idaho.
I know.
Do you know that?
Oh,
Get a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people are going to Idaho. Yeah. My son was there. He said it was one of the prettiest places he'd ever been to. He was there on vacation in July.
It's beautiful.
So thank you, darling, for chiming in.
Yeah, so that's where we got so far. I'm sure
Wonderful.
There's going to be more coming in. But...
So we have a fun topic tonight here, which is, do you understand the importance of your life story? So that's going to be our topic we're going to talk about tonight that the guides wanted to share. So we're going to get into that in a minute. Yep.
But first, I saw you put up some group readings. You want to talk about your upcoming group readings?
Yeah. So so this weekend I did a couple of group readings, and I posted 2 new group readings that are going to be in November, Friday, November 13th, and Saturday, November 14th. 8 tickets per event. Everyone gets a reading, and I keep it kind of small and cozy. And it was interesting because Friday night. Saturday night. So this weekend I did Saturday, Sunday. So Saturday I did a group reading, one of my readings, and I want to share something because, I always tell you guys that the spirit world knows what you need. And I always say to have an open mind to who you know on the other side, because sometimes who comes in is someone very different than what you expect. And sometimes those bring in your loved one. And so, the spirit world is always working in fun, wonderful ways with every reading. But one of the readings that I did over the weekend, which was Saturday, was I had felt a gentleman with me, and I just knew I felt a gentleman, and I knew that this gentleman made me aware that somebody in the group reading had an ornament, a Christmas ornament of him on their tree. And so I said that, and 2 people in the group reading said they can understand that. And I said, well, the gentleman makes me aware that his face, his picture is on this ornament. And 2 people still had their hands up. And I said, okay. I said, I feel this gentleman is a minister, a pastor, a priest. And one hand, she says, my ornament is of my priest. And I said, he's on the other side. And she says, yes. And so then I started feeling into him as he stepped in. And this priest that came forward for the girl in the group reading, he made me aware that she was very down on her faith. And I said, this priest is telling me that you're very low on your faith, that you're very down on your faith. Would you understand that? And she says, yes. He tells me that you had a very devastating loss very recently, and it's really taken you down. Can you understand that? And she says, yes. And then as I was saying that, I felt someone's daughter come in, and I said, would you understand somebody who lost a daughter? And she says, I lost a daughter. And then I felt it and the priest kind of close and says, tell her I have her daughter. Tell her that her daughter's with me. And so I did, and the woman just lost it. And, it was a wonderful reading. And the daughter then came in and said, my mom has a tattoo of me. And then the mom went, right here, I have a tattoo. I said, she's showing me all these little hearts that signify her. I see like a heart, a heart, a heart. And she says, she's laid to rest around a heart. There's a heart that's above her. And I'm making a bench for her, and it's shaped as a heart. And I said, and then she talked about how she had locks of her hair and all that. And anyway, it was a really beautiful reading. But the reason why I just want to bring this little piece up is because, you see, this woman was really on her knees. And she had just, she had recently lost her daughter, and she was struggling with her faith. And the priest knew this, you see. And so the priest knew to help restore this woman's faith was to actually be the one in spirit to bring her daughter into the reading for her. And if you just take a second, I'm buzzing all over. If you could just take a second and understand the profoundness of that, it took it took me away. Because if you think about that,
That's
you know,
crazy.
this is a woman who was down on her, just feeling like questioning herself, her life, her faith, everything. And the person from the other side that spirit knew could help change that and lift her and bring back her faith was this priest that she had a Christmas tree ornament of. And he brought it.
I love
If
it.
you think about that, if you just think about the profoundness of that, um, how many levels of amazingness that was, that the spirit world knows who you need to hear from, and they know how it needs to come about, and they know what you need. And the spirit world knew she was struggling with her faith, and that priest who she had a close relationship with had an ornament on the tree of him, basically came in and brought in her daughter.
I love that story.
I
I
mean,
love that reason.
you know,
That's
we don't need
great.
to get into great detail, but I mean, think about that. I
Yeah.
mean, I love doing what I do and I love being a medium. And then there are moments like that that just take it to a whole nother place. And I mean, they're all powerful, but I mean, think about that. That just, because I'm always talking to you guys about the importance of how the spirit will know what we need and how to go about it and just to sit and allow this process. And boom, it took me away.
I think it's a great story. I'm glad you shared that.
Anyway,
because,
it just really, it still sits with me from the weekend. I still think about that. And I was so happy for that mom. I was just, I mean, I'm always happy for the readings, but I mean she was really
yeah.
hurting. And it was just profound. Anyway, so what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think
Well, they're
about that?
liking it. Yeah, show some hearts, but I've seen some hearts come, so they must be.
Yeah.
That's a great
Yeah, I mean, think
story.
about that. That's just so. Anyway, I have two group readings coming up. As I mentioned, that's going to be November 13th and 14th. It's a Friday, Saturday night, both at 5 to 6:30 Pacific time, and you can buy them on my website on my upcoming events page. If you would like to partake, there's 8 seats available for each group reading. Okay, so yay.
And they can
All right.
always, of course, if they're interested in a private reading.
Yeah. And
go
if you
onto your
want to,
website.
and if you guys want a private reading with me, go on my website and there's a book, a personal reading page, and just click it. It gives you a calendar of available dates that I'm offering, and you can do that. So, yep. And then you can schedule your day and time and do all that. So, yep. So, yeah, you can always do that. And I'm happy you guys are all here tonight.
Yeah,
Is it technically tonight at 5 o'clock? Is 5 o'clock considered tonight?
Daylight savings.
When is that?
It's next weekend, and it will be tonight because it'll start getting dark at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
I
don't like when it gets dark so fast.
I know.
Anyway.
Before you start the letter from Spirit,
yeah,
because we had a conversation prior, right? And you were kind of telling me.
We're always chatting before we get on.
I come in early so we can, chit chat.
Yeah.
But you were telling me kind of how your Monday went. Of course, then I popped something over to you at the same time. Can you just kind of, before you share a letter from Spirit, how it kind of tied together today?
Yeah. So today I was doing my morning walk, and I always kind of walk around the beach and all that. And so this morning I decided, for some reason, I wanted to go into the suburbs, the houses way behind me that are kind of in residential area. And so I walked up there, up through the hills and stuff, and I'm walking through the streets, and all of a sudden it's like I'm walking down memory lane. It was crazy. So I'm walking down the streets, and all of a sudden I'm walking down and I see this house that has the skateboard ramp on the driveway. And I'm like, that reminds me of my kids. We had a skateboard ramp we always kept on our driveway for the boys. I'm like, oh, I got something. And then I see 2 kids come out, and they're coming out of their house with backpacks on and these little scooters. These, I forget the name of them, these little scooters that my kids used to have with the backpacks, reminded me of how my kids would leave to go to school. Then I'm walking down the street some more, and there's this house that has a porch at the front of the house, and on the porch is a beer pong table. And my kids had a beer pong table that they would, make and do when their friends from college would come over and stuff like that. They would play it. And I'm like, wow. And so that beer pong table like brought memories. And then the kids with the backpack and the scooters brought memories. And then the skateboard ramp gave me memories. And then I saw this woman leave with her kids, and she's towing them into the car. And she had these 2 little kids towing them into the car. And I'm like, oh, she's hustling. She's all dressed for work. And it reminded me of me being a single mom and having to rush the kids to to school, and then I had to run to the airport to get to my events that were in different states, and that just brought me to that memory. And then I'm walking down a little bit further, and there's this woman with a German Shepherd, and I used to have a German Shepherd. And she was with two kids that were like 4 and 5, which is about the same age my kids were when I had a German Shepherd. Isn't this weird? They were like 4 and 5, about the same age. Mine were a little bit younger. But that was the time when I was married to my first husband, and it was a really lonely time for me, and it was a really hard time for me. And that dog and that woman with the kids reminded me of that time in my life. And I'm like, this is so weird. So I'm walking down, and I'm getting down these steeps to go towards the beach now. And I'm going to the beach, and I stop at this railing overlooking the ocean, and I just stand there a little bit, and I look out, and I'm like, oh. And then all of a sudden I get this like flash of like meeting my husband at the beach, getting married at the beach, living at the beach now. And then all my mediumship opened up really severely while I, lived here, at this house. And I'm like, what is so weird? And I looked out in that ocean. I thought, such a vastness of possibilities and opportunities is what I felt. And so then I just kind of keep walking, and I'm walking towards the beach, and I see this group of moms watching their children surfing. And I thought, I said, reminded me of my kids when I'd watch them at their games, soccer, football, all that, and how I would feel guilty when I would have to travel a lot and I wasn't able to make all their games. And I kind of felt that. So all these little different timelines in my life. And I thought, this is so weird. It's like, why am I getting all of these? Why is this like a walk down memory lane? I've never had this when I walk in the morning. And all of a sudden it was boom, 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 one after another. Everything just reminded me of different events in my life. And I thought, why is that today? And why did I feel the urge to go walk in that suburb? And then I thought, today's topic. And, do you understand the importance of your life story? And this walk today walked me down memory lane through all of these different things that had gone on in my life, from the divorce, through the loneliness, through the hustle, having to be a single mom, through the kids and the different ages, everything triggered something in me from a different experience. I just thought that was really interesting. So I just wanted to share that, right? And then, and then I get a text from Gia, and she sends me this quote, and she goes, I just was digging out of my stuff, and I found this quote, and I'm going to send it to you. It'll really resonate with tonight's topic. And I just had this experience walking. Now she sends me this quote, which I'll read tonight. It's
Well, I think it's just cool about that, though, is that it gave you that movie of your life, so to speak.
Yeah, it was like this movie reel
you
playing.
Talk about it. And it's hard, right? Raising kids.
Oh my God! And a single mom, it was so hard.
And there are
struggles
times when you go through a marriage. I did the same thing. But I think what's interesting about it is that movie of your life brought you right back to the beach where your life had come full circle.
Yeah.
And it reminded you. But here's today. This is where you met your husband, and it was like it brought you.
Right.
It reeled you forward.
Yeah. I just walked right into that beach, and I saw that ocean. And all of a sudden was everything that the ocean represented. Meeting my husband, getting married to my husband, living at the beach with my husband, mediumship, everything, that all those other things were so hard and challenging, but it kind of helped lead me to where
you are.
I am. And it really kind of did come full. It was just incredible. So I thought, how interesting, I really kind of think the guides kind of put me on this little
So pay attention.
This trail. So pay attention
out there.
Yeah, pay attention to the things that are getting your attention, that bring you back a little bit in your life story. There might be a very good reason for it when you become triggered and remember something in your life. So that was my walk this morning, and I just wanted to share it. So anyway, without going into the details of what all those little flashbacks were and what the meanings really were about it, but each little flashback had a story.
Right.
Everyone had a story. And anyway, it was, and you guys, I know, will probably know the same about that with you in your life.
Let's hear it. I want to hear this letter from Spirit.
Okay, you want to hear it? Yeah. Okay, let's go. All right, so here we are. Let me find it. Where is it? Okay, here it is. All right. Thanks, you guys, for all being here. All right. Do you understand the importance of your life story? So this is one that I sat at and allowed them to use my fingers to type. So came through me through writing. So I wrote, "Good morning, Edgar. What shall be discussed today for our letters from Spirit? What would you like to share?" Good morning indeed. It is indeed a good morning. We say to be here, to step forward is always something we enjoy to do. It is so. You ask the question, what shall we share? Yes, share is a good word, for within it has many good feelings and outcomes. We coming in this way is us sharing ways for you each to see yourselves and your lives in new, fresh ways. And this very much is us expressing joy through the act of sharing. It is so. Sharing is something each of you can do as well. In one way or another, you are all sharing. Sharing is a way of giving. It is a gesture of giving. Giving, we say, is always very nice. To share and to give can show up in many ways. Each of you here listening now have very much that can be shared with others. Do you know this? We say you all have something to share. You all have within you a story to share. Today we wish to speak of your story. Do you know yours? Have you spent time understanding the importance of your story? Do you know your story is created to be shared? Whether it be in big ways or in small ways, stories are a way of giving. It is a way to heal others, and to heal yourself during the act of it. What can you share from your life story? Your story has so much that allows expression to occur for another. It is never for you to just hold it within you. That would be like a seed never getting the opportunity to bloom into its possibility. It is the beauty of living these stories and sharing the stories that create so much for the world, you see. It is the seeds that become the beautiful flowers. Can you see your story as something worth sharing? When you share stories, it is like you are giving flowers to another. Stop a moment and feel. Feel into a chapter of your life. This may be a chapter you found great success in. Perhaps it is a career. You feel into the hows and the what you did to achieve your success story. Can you see that how you achieved it gives you great experience, and this can be shared? Do you think that someone can be moved by your story, and hearing it from you moves them positively to try for themselves something they have wanted to do? Do you know that your story can motivate another to want to take action for themselves? Have you gone through tremendous loss? Loss of a loved one, now with spirit once more. Has that pain in your heart felt overwhelming? Has it brought you to your knees in some of the pages of your story? Has the pain gotten you to pray? Has it questioned your own immortality? Has the loss softened you? Has the loss given you new faith? Have you gone through the many different emotions through the pain of loss? And if so, can you see the steps through those emotions as a way to walk yourself slowly out from the deepest part of that pain? Can you see that this pain has given you ways of finding yourself a bit different and changed from it? Could you see that through this experience you can understand loss in a way you once could not? Knowing now that the experience has taught you about the steps of grief and how what you have learned from it can be shared with another who is now beginning those emotional steps themselves, experiencing the same as you once had at the start and beginning of yours. Can sharing your story of your steps forward through the emotions be of help to another who has not stepped as far as you? Can your sharing of your pain heal another and still heal you? We say it can and will. Have you ended a relationship through divorce or through separation? Once depending on another and now needing to depend on yourself. Have you learned your strengths through this time? Through depending on yourself, has it taught you more about you and the resilience you have within yourself? Finding your way through the changes, and by doing so, finding a new version of you. Finding your way through the changes, and by doing so, finding you. What have you learned about yourself? What did you find out about you? Do you see yourself stronger, more capable than you once believed you could be? Was there a time you felt your world was over and now you see yourself in it much differently? Do you find your smile again? With more hope now. Why? What steps did you take? What steps did you take to yourself from feeling all alone to perhaps enjoying a bit of the alone time? Feeling you did not know yourself truly outside of that relationship, but now you see a stronger version of yourself. Are you learning to love yourself? Did you think you can share your story about finding your courage and finding your strength within you? We say you can. You see, dear ones, these are examples for you. There are many chapters to your life story, and there are happy chapters and not so happy chapters. It is that through the chapters that are not so happy that the learning, the growing, and the discovery comes for you, you see. As you step through the pages of those chapters, you step towards the section of your life story with new sense of self and to another new happier chapter once more. The chapters in your life will have both happy and not so happy, and there is indeed a place of sharing that can come from each. You each have ways to give back, to share, to know that each moment in your life is giving you an opportunity to share, to be a part of something greater, something that can be of great importance. For each of your chapters are important, and each of your following chapters is important, and your life comes with very much importance for others and also for you. Do you know this? We say, what chapter would you like to share? With which pages would you like to highlight and give to others as a way to make your difference to the world? This is a way to be of service, you see. Whether it be the pages or the chapters or the entire story that you wish to share, it has all purpose for you, and it will touch another. How your life was, how it changed, and how it changed you, and where you stand now because of it. Where are your highlights in your story? We say highlights to mean where have you found the change in you that can make a change in another? Where can you share where your strength came from in the times of great sorrow or hardship? How are you rebounding? What steps did you do to rebound? Or what steps are you taking now towards your comeback story? It is so, a very good chapter in your story when you are able to share the prepping and your steps of your comeback, the honesty in sharing, your moments of your falls, and the perseverance you found within of getting back up once more. Can you see how important this is? All that you have to share, the difference that you can make for others. Can you see? We say begin writing your story. It is not something that must become on a shelf of a virtual store or another. It is not something that must be spoken in front of big audiences. It can be shared any way you feel comfortable. And we say there are so many ways to tell your story and to share your experiences of your recovery, from hardship to success, from sadness to joy, from insecurity to confidence, through your heartache and the healing, and through the moments you are in currently, and not quite through a chapter yet. There is much to share regarding the steps forward you are making currently. Through sharing your story, you are making more steps forward for yourself as well. This is very good indeed. We wish to say that you each have stories, and stories are always to be shared, and to give is through sharing. And we say life experiences offer the greatest gift of sharing. So feel about your story, feel into your pages, feel into the chapters you have already completed and the one you are still writing, and see yourself as one who is here to share it. It shall create great positive movement. It shall create great positive movement within you and too within others. You are important, and this is your important work. It is so. And until we sit once again, know There is always great love for you here. Edgar.
Love it. Good.
I almost got emotional a couple of times reading some of those. I had to kind of hold it.
But it's so true. I mean, it's just, I mean, there's a couple comments on here, but Kat Marie said, I'm really wondering if we find out or get to make sense of our losses on the other side. You know, when it's all said and done, right? It's a review.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a review of that
Absolutely.
book that you're talking about.
Right. Yeah, I mean, sometimes when you get through a whole book, like when you read a book that you're really into and you kind of get through it, you kind of feel like a deep understanding of that character, right? I mean, having you read books where you really feel into the character of that book and you kind of really understand their life, you know, and I think that probably.
I bet that happens.
I bet on. I mean, we don't know, and I don't think we're supposed to right now. No, but it would make sense. I mean,
that's what they call the life review, right?
Yeah.
So that would be interesting. But there's so much that resonates in sharing your life story, right?
Yeah.
And how it helps somebody. Well, you'll get to that, some of those quotes, and talk about it. But how sharing your experience sometimes unknowingly is helping somebody else heal.
Yeah.
Right?
And think about it. Think about what you have done in your life. Think about the steps, as they said, the steps you have taken to get from one place to another, to get from, the hardship to the not so hardship. And they talked about the steps that we go through our pain, through our loss, that we're going through these steps. And by going through the steps brings us to a place of healing. And sharing those steps, even if we haven't gone through all the steps, and there's still more steps to take, we're not all the way there, but that process, they were saying, even just being mindful of the steps that you've already made, the progress you've already made towards that healing is so helpful for others, for people who are in the beginning phases of where you once were, and you have made steps. And also, I kind of think too, when you're going through a process of whatever it is, whether it be the loss or whether it be, career or divorce or whatever, when you start sharing your story, even if you're not all the way out of it, when you start helping somebody else through the sharing of your story that's going through something similar, you will see from where they're standing the growth and process you have made in your own life. Also, I think that's where that healing kind of comes in too. You were able to recognize for yourself that, wow, I've made strides. I was once there. I recognize myself in that person who's starting in this, and my story can help them forward because it's very clear I've taken steps forward. And you could see that through their story, from where they're at, and how you can help lift them and help them walk those steps to get even where you are, whether you're all the way there yet or not. They said there was great value in the process and the prepping work that they said, the prepping work of getting there. And we should be very proud of ourselves. And there's importance in all of those steps.
Can I just get a few
please.
comments and feedback?
Yep.
I just want to kind of go down it. Abby said, let's see. Amy says lots of pages and chapters, right, which we all have. Kathy says wonderful. Abby said beautiful message. Kathy says it feels like it was written for me. Debbie says definitely resonated with me. Diane said needed that tonight.
Good.
Sharon, lots of inward reflection during this time.
Yeah.
And Kathy says, when you come from deep grief, it gives you insight into others' deep grief. That is so true.
So true.
So true.
But you see, by you knowing that, I mean, think about the difference you can make for others. So they're saying, like, you don't have to make this a big this doesn't have to be a movie or a book or anything. It could be a blog. It could just be writing and journaling. It could be going through, joining places that, could help people that are going through, grief or being on their own, or, whatever resonates with you. But even just being able to talk to a few people or a couple to help people forward, everything makes a difference. You see, everything helps move when you can move somebody else along. I mean, I think about, like, even if you think about, like, the work that I'm kind of doing now, right? Like, what if I didn't share it? What if I didn't share? Like, we all have things that we can bring to the table to help another. And, I believe experiences come to us to share. I believe I'm a medium because I'm here to share, and then the different ways that Spirit works with me to share it. And it's the same for you in your own story. And it's all important. There's a lot of importance in what we do, where we have been, where we've stepped out of it, how far we've stepped out of it, the process we're still in, stepping towards getting out of it. All of that is important, and we need to be proud of ourselves. We need to be proud of ourselves, of what we have accomplished through the different struggles and challenges, and compliment ourselves a little bit of like understanding that you have grown from these experiences. You've recognized yourself more. You've learned about yourself. I know going through divorce, the things I learned. I was a person with no voice in that first marriage. I was never in my power. I learned a lot about myself through that process of being single and raising 2 little kids by myself. And, and we all have something, that's part of my story. It's one of my chapters, but we all have them. So what is your chapter? What is it? What is it for you?
Got a few more comments.
Yeah.
Maria, just absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Katie, enlightening. Evie, our own experiences are so unique to our lives.
Yeah.
Pamela put beautiful message and really resonates with me. I lost my husband and have found healing through helping other widows get through their loss. I changed my job to working with a widower support organization. I knew you'd like that.
Oh my God. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm going to cry.
Isn't that great?
That's great.
Yeah. But that's the rainbow. I mean, that's
the rainbow.
That's the rainbow you talked about last week.
Yeah, last week. That's kind of like a rainbow.
Awesome.
That's something, making something beautiful from something so
right?
tough.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo. And, we all have something in our story. And I just think that we tend to focus on sometimes that was a hard thing, or this was difficult, or, listen, or, that was a, divorce and that person didn't treat me well, or something. We can always focus on these, but like, what are we learning and what are we gaining from this experience, and how has it changed and shaped us? And now through coming out of that, how can we change and shape somebody else? Right? I remember as a photographer bringing in people who were learning, photography, and I would come in and I would mentor them, and they would come in my studio and they can spend a day or a week with me working and doing, seeing how I ran my business and how I did my pictures and how I did things. I would fly to different places like Tennessee and do, talks on how to help people, learn how to photograph children in a profound way that made impact. So there's always something. So there's a lot of chapters, and all of your chapters have purpose and importance.
Yep.
And I don't think we spend enough time on that. I don't think we really realize the power that you really are. And I think it's important that you start paying attention to that, that you start making sure that you're aware of you're tough and you're strong and you're resilient.
It makes me laugh because when you're talking about when we all get down on ourselves, where I've
Sure.
been down on myself, and I've actually
me too.
And I'll look in the mirror. I swear I do this a lot. And probably I'm Italian, I talk to myself anyway. But when I'm feeling like, oh God, this is so bad, and then I look back at that life story you're talking, I think about a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Our paths are kind of similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But I think back, I look in the mirror, I go, you are a badass bee. And I do. And I'm telling myself, I said, you are badass.
But it's kind of looking back a little bit to notice it.
Because I honestly do that. When I'm feeling, I kind of look and I think back, I'm like, you're badass. And it's true. We all are.
And I think we all are in our different ways. And I don't think that we honor ourselves enough and recognize enough that we have gone through tremendous things, and let's not make it for nothing. To share it and to even help one person forward changes the energy of the world.
I have just a couple more comments before you go into quotes, because Joyce put, so true, pre-loss life and post-loss journey. I see myself in the steps of my journey so differently. I do see such a change in my outlook towards life and love, and my ability to accept what comes without stress. I feel so free to let myself be me as I discover every day who and what I want, or I am. I'm sorry. Always open to seeing what's coming next. Thank you so much, Monica and Edgar. Melissa, enlightening and refreshing way to look at the struggles. Thank you. And Sarah just put, so true. So good feedback, good comments.
Yeah, and I just think we need to sometimes spend a little time on our story, and I know there's been a lot of maybe painful chapters and happy chapters, and and I think, as Edgar says, both has significance and importance. Mm-hmm. Both, and there's something to share in both. Like through the mediumship, I give the readings and I share, and I work with the guides this way, and I share. When I was doing photography, I shared my experience of what I learned along the way to help the young generation kind of who would follow me around to kind of see how I did it. And and we all have something like that. I thought about just like my sister who liked to garden. She liked to garden, and she would help the neighbors plant in their garden. And she was really good with a green thumb. Me, no, but she really is. And she would teach everyone in the neighborhood how to garden, and it made their gardens pretty. And you see, that was a talent that she had and something she learned that other people didn't have. And she was sharing that with her neighborhood. So, there's so many things. Like, what is it for you? Like Edgar says, what is your highlight? What is a highlight that you could take from your story so far that you could share? Think about that 1 second. If you have, write it. What's a little highlight that you could just put focus on that you can share? Just something in your life, a highlight, just, something you could say, I think I could probably share this. I think I could probably share and help somebody or with this. What is it for you when you feel into your life story?
While they're doing that, Chris said sharing with others is so instrumental in our own healing.
Yeah.
And then Carrie put, you cannot empathize truly if you haven't walked through the same struggles as others.
That's why that is so important. That's why sharing your story is so important, right? Because you have that experience, right? You have that absolute experience that somebody can really learn from that, and you could help them forward because you had that experience. And that is what makes you so powerful. That is what makes you a healer in yourself and for others. So in a lot of ways, we're all healers as well, through sharing our stories and wanting to help others with things that we've learned. It makes us all, through the giving and the sharing, a healer too.
So here's some of the answers to your question. Debbie Manzer said resilience.
Resilience.
Part of her story. Sarah says, my story has been so crazy. It has to be for a good reason. I now try to teach each soul I cross in a good way. Highlight kindness and forgive.
Right. Perfect. Because that's really important, because maybe you didn't experience a lot of that in your life, and so what that's like, for instance. And so being able to express that and to share the importance of doing that would be very meaningful and very important.
Kat Marie said, I can share about my trauma and the power and truth of rewriting your story.
That sounds like strength.
Sharon says, my cancer journey. I've helped others. That's a really, that's one right there.
That's huge. Like, how did you get through that? How did you mentally get through that? How did you emotionally get through that? How did you overcome all of that? What was going on in your steps? They talk about the steps going through things, right? What were those steps? And how can you share that in some way?
Yeah, that's what she said she's doing now. That's what she does.
Oh, she's doing that now.
She said my cancer journey.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, has helped others.
Perfect.
So that is what
wonderful.
she's doing.
And doesn't that feel good to you too? So there's all, like Edgar says, as you're working on that and healing others through that process, you heal yourself more too.
Yeah.
Love it.
Carrie said, I can share about losing my husband and raising 4 kids by myself. I share my strength tactics and others in the same situation. So she uses that, obviously, to share her story. That's no easy feat.
No, that's no easy feat. And that could be a very empowering story to share, right? Because that's not easy. No. And you're probably not the only one that has lost someone someone has lost someone and has kids that, they would very much love to hear how you did that.
Abby said, I love this quote, what breaks us makes us stronger.
Yeah.
Very true.
Right? Love that. Yeah, I think we're so much stronger than we give ourselves credit for. I really do. I think that we're so much stronger than we realize, and we have so much perseverance that we haven't always put it to the test, or we have found that we have definitely put it to the test, and it's what helped us through those steps of getting to the other side of whatever it is we were going through, overcoming divorce or overcoming loss or career changes and whatever it is, confidence, all of it.
Yeah. Joyce said, she says, I've shared some of my story in a book I self-published on Amazon. Writing it was healing, and relatives and friends said how much they enjoyed reading it. She wrote a book with some
wonderful. Yeah. And guys, it's not so hard to write a book now.
Journaling,
books, blogs. Just getting a little kind of a small group together and just have open dialogue and conversation in regards to something that you and the group have in common. That's support for one another. People would resonate with that. So highlights. I mean, I think we start with highlights. I mean,
Yeah.
I say we should all move forward a little bit with a highlight this week and kind of see how we can incorporate that in our week or in our future here to move others forward, and by doing so, moving us forward.
I just want to read a few more of these
Yep.
because there's some good ones. So
Okay, good.
I want to go through.
First,
all right. Kim says, I can share the strength it takes to be a caregiver for my husband through a stem cell and bone marrow transplant while raising 2 young boys and working.
wow.
Right?
That's a lot, honey. You make sure you're giving yourself self-care too, because when you're a caretaker like that, you tend to not do that. You put everyone else's needs. So make sure you're taking care of yourself too. But that's huge. I mean, that's a huge.
Yeah. Lorraine, I've learned to share everything in my life. I have no secrets. Sounds like me, because the secrets are what someone needs to hear, whether they want it or not. Lorraine, I'm going to have no secrets either. I share it all.
Gee, it resonates.
Yeah, I do. Let's see.
It's good.
Sharon, yes, I didn't know why me, but must be from a loss. But there was a reason. Hugs to all that have had to fight, and to all of you sharing here. Good reminders. So that's what we was talking about, the fact that everybody shares like this, it could be helping somebody else.
Absolutely. Someone who's listening in, and it's even just like a lovely virtual hug, like we get you, we've all had something, whether it isn't the exact thing either, but we've all had something. So we all resonate, and we are strong women. We need to remember that.
Yeah, Paula mentioned the loss of a grandchild, right?
Yeah.
So that's a tough thing. And, but no, some really good stories. I mean, some good books here, chapters.
Yeah,
and
good chapters.
Stuff that can be shared and help someone else.
Yeah, absolutely. So I hope that this sort of inspired you a little bit to maybe see the importance of your life and how the steps that you have made and where you are today has great value for another. And, listen, we should all be in this to lift one another up, and we have experiences to do that. And I think that's kind of what the letter was really talking about, that we these experiences come to us to help discover and learn and ourselves, and then through that, then we get stronger, we know ourselves, then we can share it, and it should always be kind of pay it forward a little bit. Maybe is that right?
Which kind of goes in line. There is one more comment I want to read. It just came up, which kind of just funny. You must be a psychic. I don't know. Okay. Erica said, my dad recently had a very complicated surgery. Others who have the same surgery helped me and my family during his journey. Now that he's doing well, I'm taking that knowledge I learned and our experience, and I'm helping others whose family members who are having the same surgery. Their strength became mine. I hope mine becomes someone else's. There's the pay it forward you just talked about.
That's pay it forward. Yeah, perfect, darling.
That's awesome.
Perfect. We can all do that in little ways, in bigger ways, like Edgar was saying, like whatever is comfortable for you, but to try, because or for those who haven't yet, because you weren't sure if you had something significant or something important. And I think the letter was really pretty tonight, how it really talked about that, all of these things, even when we're trying to walk out of the stuck feeling, just even those steps is worth sharing, how you've done it, because there's somebody else who's behind you in it, that you can help, kind of give them a rope and pull them forward with you.
I got to give you one more. I'm giving you one more. Okay. Good. Anne just put, Annie, or I think it's Anne. About a year after the devastating loss of my husband, my friend and I developed a support group called Reconnecting to Life. I found it very healing for me to help others through their loss. So there's a lot of our gals on here that are doing a lot of things.
Bravo to you guys. See, I tell you, strong, powerful women. Yes. Love it. Love it. Love that. Pat yourself on the back right now.
Yep.
Wonderful. And it's helping each other.
Yeah.
And, I think that if we always keep focus on there, helping the next one, helping someone else, and helping, that's a wonderful energy that just starts creating a chain reaction a little bit. And,
Great letter tonight.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And so, so we're going to keep these a little bit shorter here. So we're going to chime out here. Remember, if you guys are interested in a group reading with me, Friday, November 13th and Saturday, November 14th, you can get it on my website, monicaturlings.com, at my upcoming events page. And if you want to there's only 8 seats available for each group. And so that's
quotes.
that.
Oh,
quotes, yeah.
Quote this week?
Yes. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, we have the quotes. Oh, I got to put my glasses on. Sorry. We got to end with the quote.
Yeah.
All right. I have a couple because that's how I roll.
Yeah.
She's looking at me, rolling my eyes. Not too many, she's telling me.
Yeah, just a couple.
Okay. Yeah. 4? Is that too many?
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Come on. All right. So this one came from Gia. She sent it to me today. One day you will tell your story of how you've overcome what you're going through now, and it will become part of someone else's survival guide.
Love that. I love it.
How about
It's
that?
not mine, obviously. I found it. Just
Gia found that one and she sent it to me.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Live your life from your heart. Share from your heart, and your story will touch and heal people's souls. I love that one. Your life has purpose. Your story is important. Your dreams count. Your voice matters. You were born to make an impact. Last one. You always have a chance to write a new chapter. You are the author of your own story.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed.
What a good night.
Yeah, right?
Good letter.
Yeah. So
They're
I
all
thought that was
good,
kind
but
of
that was
fun,
a good
right? So, sometimes I never know what they're going to want to talk about. So I'm like, okay, I guess we'll write that one. So anyway, guys, thanks for chiming in. Thank you so much for coming on, and look forward to our next night together. Thanks so much. And
I won't be here next week.
Oh, yeah, Gia won't be here next week. She's flying from Texas.
Yep, I'll be
you
on
got
the
me
plane.
alone.
Actually, I may chime in. I think I land at 5:30. So if you're still on, I may jump on.
Oh, okay.
So I may jump
okay,
on.
you might drive from the car.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Love it. We'll wing it. We're winging it. All right, guys. Thanks, guys, so much. And you guys have a wonderful night and have a beautiful week. And until next time.
Bye, guys. Have a great week.
Bye.